Very good evening, friends. This is Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak on 6th July 2021, Treasury Consulting is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. We have offices in India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Unlike other venture capitalist backed firms who are in losses, we are 100% cash rich firm. We do not have any backing by any venture capitalist. Rather, we have our small VC fund, which we always investing in small startups based upon their credentials. Apart from that, we have many other products. In case you wish to have more information, then you can WhatsApp +91 9899 242 978, or you can WhatsApp on our back office number, which is +91 9818 485 155. Before I start the video, I would like to give a very pleasant news that Treasury Consulting launched the own Treasury Market Association, shortly known as TMA. The world do not have many treasury market associations, and unfortunately how much knowledge they are sparing you yourself can see on the Google, and you know our credentials on the treasury market. And now we are entering into new products, so we are going to be adding a lot of knowledge in our treasury market association. In case you wish to join or any other information, you can personally WhatsApp me, which is +91 9899 242 978. We know that the whole globe is passing through pandemic. There is no doubt about that. And pandemic is really reshaping up. I'm not saying shaping up, rather reshaping up, which is Delta variant and all. I just had a video about COVID-19, specifically talking about reopening of Europe and London. It is right on the Facebook. You can check. So I'm not going to be repeating this. Pandemic is also hitting India. And again, I'm saying the same thing, that the credit risk is mounting on India. When the pandemic was there in 2020, the companies were more or less ready to handle it, because many felt that, including me, felt that this is one-off pandemic. As soon as the vaccine will come, it would go away. So it's just a matter of 1 year, 1.5 years, something like this. So there is no need to worry it about. But when we have Delta Plus and so many things, the world is getting the hard reality of this pandemic, which is that the virus is mutating and mutating at the faster pace. Unfortunately, due to this pandemic, the companies, those who are not financially competent or having issues, they are facing the heat. Like as we speak, that Indian telecommunication sector is broadly divided between three players, which is Jio, Reliance, Bharti Airtel, and Vodafone. With due respect, the weakest as far as the financials are concerned is the Vodafone. That doesn't mean that both Jio and not Jio, in fact, Airtel is not having any kind of debt in the books. At a consolidated level, Airtel too having a debt in the books. You can yourself see that. In fact, many subsidiaries of the Airtel sold their stakes also. So this is there in their annual report. But unfortunately, every time, whenever there is a concern, especially in the telecom sector, I always felt that the media is going against Vodafone, or they are trying to target Vodafone in such a way that Vodafone is closing tomorrow. I still remember that around 6 months, 7 months ago, when the Supreme Court of India gave the AGR related judgment, and whereby Supreme Court said that, okay guys, I'll give you around 10 years of time to pay the requisite AGR. Even one day before this judgment, market was completely against the Vodafone. And many tend to believe that the judgment will not come in the favor of telecom companies. Airtel will survive, of course, Jio will survive, and Vodafone will collapse. And even then, I came in public space and said that, why are we so against Vodafone? Is it because Vodafone is trying to be alive? Guys, Reserve Bank himself claimed that there are lakhs of crores worth of non-performing assets in the books of banks. Lakhs of crores. And every year, like a regular exercise, the banks are phasing out these non-performing assets as to show their balance sheet rosy, right? Even last year they did around how much, around 1.53 lakh crores, 1.53 lakh crores. So guys, this is not a small amount. Maybe it is a small amount for many people, but at least not to me, to be very honest. But we never worried about them. We really never worried about them. But today I got yet another negative article on Vodafone, which is that Vodafone Idea Limited has asked its lenders to give up their first charge on the collateral so that the cash strapped telco can raise funds from investors. Two bankers aware about the matter said the company settled with liabilities of around 1.8 trillion is looking to raise around 25,000 crores from international investors using the securities placed as collateral with banks. Now there is a chart which is given which suggests that the total debt they are holding, basically the debt they have taken from institutions, is around 23,000 crores. The AGR related liability is around 60,000 crores. AGR stands for adjusted gross revenue. We have another which is deferred spectrum payment obligation. Basically the companies buy the spectrum and they need to pay in a tranches, it's around 96,000 crores. So total is 1.8 trillion. It also suggests that the interest service coverage ratio, which is known as times interest earned, TIE, it's around 0.57, and it is specifically mentioned that interest service coverage ratio below than less than 1, it means that the companies cannot meet its interest obligation. Media is very clear. They clearly mentioned that they cannot meet the interest obligation. The biggest thing which we are facing right now is that we have made our mind. And the mind is, whenever there is any negative news come, then we will target Vodafone straight. We will not target the rest companies. We will target the Vodafone. We will give an impression in such a way that Vodafone is going bankrupt tomorrow. Day after it would be selling to some XYZ player, and day after that, which is T+2, Vodafone would be in the hands of some other third party. But we never appreciate that in the last 5 to 6 years, Vodafone is having a clear intent of staying live. And God willing, this intent is still there and they are at least trying very hard. I'm not an employee of Vodafone. Neither I am on the board of Vodafone. Neither I am a director in Vodafone. Neither Vodafone is paying me anything to make this video. But one thing which I always realize, and I always say that, guys, if anyone is trying, at least let him try. Help him. There are so many companies we have in India: Diwan Housing, ILFS, Yes Bank, Satyam, PMC Bank, and the list is very long, by the way, who just gave up and ending millions and millions and millions of dollars of non-performing assets in the books of banks. But are we really talking about them? Like, just take two: infrastructure leasing and financial services, and Diwan Housing. Guys, just look at their NPA in the books of banks. But are we really worried? Is the media anytime showing how much haircut? Haircut means, suppose I took 100 rupees from SBI. I declared myself bankrupt, and out of 100 I say, hey guys, just took 10 rupees from me and forget the 90. So haircut is 90%. Did any time the media showing how much haircut the banks are taking as far as these so-called non-Vodafone companies are concerned? So why are we targeting Vodafone every time? Is it because Vodafone is not retaliating? Is it Vodafone is trying hard to be alive? Is it Vodafone is giving jobs in India? Is it Vodafone not raise the hand? So guys, rather than targeting Vodafone, what should support Vodafone? Guys, it is mandatory to have Vodafone in India, because competition is always good for customers. If Vodafone quits from here, assuming, then competition will go away. And if the competition will go away, then it would not be good for the customers, to be very honest. Because whenever in any sector, pharma, IT, luxury, hotel, aviation, whatever you name, if any sector having limited number of players, then go to hell competition and go to hell the customers. Before to close the videos, we watch Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Hotstar, Z, Discovery Plus, MX3 player, and there are various OTT platforms we have. OTT means over the top. I still remember when we were growing up, India was having Doordarshan, and once in a week there used to be a movie by Doordarshan. Once in a week, by the way, and people used to wait to see this movie. Today, if I wanted to see any movie, my favorite movie, Titanic, Terminator, or any other movie, I just open the Amazon Prime. I see my favorite, the show Mahabharat, which I watch. I just watch anytime on, Hotstar. This is what? This is because we allot this space for many people, and the customer get benefited heavily. But here, in case of telecommunication, we made our mind. And what is our mind? We are going to target Vodafone straight. So that even if he is having any intent to stay alive, he will get discouraged. And once he get discouraged, our job is done. But I don't think, I request Vodafone, please don't get discouraged. Because people are like that. You are doing good, you are providing jobs to India, you are giving good customer service, you are trying hard, bad days comes on everybody. These bad days would also pass. We just need to continue. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting Group. You know my personal number, +91 9899 242 978. Have a great time ahead.